Good morning and welcome. It's a pleasant breeze in here. We appreciate you taking the time to come see this fabulous new piece of equipment that the City of Phoenix and Vincere Cancer Center are rolling out together. So today we are officially launching an exciting new initiative. It's going to bring fast, free COVID testing to our community. This was truly a team effort. I cannot emphasize that enough. Several city departments worked together. They worked hand in hand with our community partners to make it happen. It wasn't simple, and it happened very quickly. So high marks in regards to all of those involved, and my thanks to your support, as my department was one of those entities. Today we're going to be hearing remarks from the Honorable Mayor Gallego, Councilwoman Laura Pastor, Dr. Vaishali Shukla, and Dr. Pablo Pritchard. They're the co-founders of Vincere Cancer Center. We also have several of our esteemed council members in attendance today, including Vice Mayor Guardado, Council Member Garcia, and then after our speakers, we'll have time for questions and one-on-one interviews. So all you need to do is ask, and we will provide. We'll also have an opportunity for members of the media to be tested. So if you're interested in undergoing either the antibody test or the other COVID test, this is your day. All right, let's begin the morning with the Honorable Mayor Kate Gallego.
Thank you so much. I am Kate Gallego and excited to be here with all of these great partners. We have had council advocates who are strong proponents of making sure testing is accessible to everyone in the community. And today we are joined by the Vice Mayor, Councilmember Garcia, and Councilwoman Pastor, who has taken particular leadership on this partnership. So thank you to all of them for joining us here today. The City of Phoenix is not the public health authority, but we know how important it is to our community to have adequate access to testing, and so we have stepped up to get involved in this important service. None of our city employees expected to be part of pushing testing, but we have had an amazing partnership from Public Works to our libraries and others who have gotten involved and delivered. Thank you to our Assistant City Manager, Milton Dehoney, who has unexpectedly become our testing czar here today and has helped bring partnerships with nonprofits all over the community, including culturally appropriate care by trusted healthcare providers. One of the things we heard and learned, particularly from New York, is that mobile testing can be incredibly important and bring testing where it needs to go. It was a national best practice and one that we heard a lot of demand for here in Phoenix. Today we are bringing that mobile testing to the City of Phoenix. This van will be able to go to communities where there is a hotspot or where there is a need for people to be able to go. It'll be easier, including for people who have mobility challenges, or all of us here today are parents, and sometimes getting all the kids to go in the same direction and go a long distance is difficult. So the mobile testing van will be able to go straight to communities like Matthew Henson and set up in the community so that people can have convenient, safe testing where they need it. The van will be out for at least 100 days in the community, and the folks from Vincere Cancer Center will be providing the care, including some results that are available within 15 minutes, which sounds like great news to people in this community who want to know their testing status, who want to know if they have COVID so that they can make the appropriate decisions. One of our greatest tools in fighting the virus is knowledge, knowing who has the virus, and being able to make decisions, including public policy decisions, about what we need to do to fight this virus. It has been a huge challenge in the City of Phoenix, but we have new and innovative tools. Thank you to all of our city employees who have stepped up to make this happen, led by our city manager, Ed Zerker, who is here with us today. And thank you to the team at Vincere Cancer Center, who was willing to innovate, to provide this new service and go out in our community where they are needed. At the City of Phoenix, our partnership with the Cancer Center has been led by Councilwoman Laura Pastor and her team, including Michael. Thank you for bringing that partnership. And now I will bring to the podium Councilwoman Laura Pastor. Please welcome.
I'd actually like to ask everybody to join me as I say remarks, because it takes a village and it takes a community. So if my colleagues can join me and the mayor can join me as I make my comments, because I think it's most impactful and powerful to show us what it takes in order to innovation to happen and be able to get access to communities that need COVID-19 testing. So I want to thank the mayor. I also want to thank my colleagues. My colleagues were there in making this happen and voting. I also want to thank the staff. We vote, but in the end, it's staff that makes it happen. And so all the staff that is here, please give them a round of applause because they made it happen. Most importantly, I want to thank Vincere Cancer Center for their partnership and me being able to go to them and say, hey, we want to create a mobile unit to get access into our communities, especially the communities that don't have it, where it's difficult with transportation and getting to where they can get a COVID testing, and it's free. And they stepped up. So I want to thank Dr. Pritchard and Dr. Shukla for stepping up and doing what they can do best for our community. Although they focus on a cancer care, they have a bilingual staff and they're well qualified to do this. And so it's great that we can get them there. Vincere is one of the few medical facilities in the state to obtain this type of testing. We're able then to test and get results in 15 minutes, so I can sit in my car or sit under a shade. I would rather have air conditioning, but sit under shade to get the test within 15 minutes, and in that moment, I know if I have it or if I don't, and I know what to do. As the mayor said, it's knowledge. Knowledge is power. It's a power for us to know that if we have COVID-19 and then take the necessary steps to then stop it and get into the house and get well. So it will operate 5 days a week, and you can call, you can set up an appointment on a website. You can also call, and if you can't do it, either one of those, access, show up where the van is, and we will have spots for you to get tested. Once again, I also want to thank Fry's, Tito's, and U-Haul for partnering with us. I want to say a shout out to Pam here from Fry's to help us in this partnership, because once again, it takes a village, a community, and it takes everybody in this room to make it happen. Now I want to invite Dr. Shukla and Dr. Pritchard. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Dr. Shukla, radiation oncologist and co-founder of Vincere Cancer Center. And this is my partner, Dr. Pablo Pritchard. We are so honored to be here and so grateful to the City of Phoenix and the leadership for the opportunity. As a medical community, this is the most important work we can be doing today. Even though our COVID cases have decreased over the past month, testing in these low-income neighborhoods is critical. It's critical because of overcrowding and decrease in resources. A lot don't have PPE and means to get tested. In addition, these communities are plagued with diabetes, hypertension, COPD, often not well controlled, and so they're even at higher risk for severe COVID and use of ventilators, as well as even increasing death numbers. And so it's so important to take care of these people.
So testing is very important, but that's just a piece of the puzzle. You can test all you want and not really move the needle unless you have other critical components. And we're very thankful to the city for providing some of those. So if you do a test and the patient's positive and they have low resources and no ability to self-quarantine or low access to health care, the city has provided a social worker to help direct with immediate health care as well as a safe place to quarantine. Also, the other piece of the puzzle is timing. How quickly is the result coming back? If you go to one of these tests where you get the results back in 2 days or maybe even 2 weeks, then that person is walking around unprotected mostly in these communities and possibly spreading the virus or possibly getting their symptoms worsening and needing more increased level of healthcare afterwards. So with the new test from Quidel, the Sophia test, we can get the results back in 15 minutes, as well as the antibody test, you can get the results back in 15 minutes, which means immediate results. It's so important in this community. That coming with the fact that it's mobile to go to the locations where people can't go out to access, one of these other bigger testing sites, also critical. So all those pieces have to be put together. We think that once those pieces are put together, we can really move the needle in these communities. I'd like to thank the Honorable Mayor Gallego and Councilwoman Pastor, Vice Mayor Guardado, and Councilman Garcia for making this possible. Of course, the lovely Fire Chief Kalkbrenner, who's been fabulous through the entire process. Felissa Washington and Milton Donahue from the city, working closely with them, as well as we mentioned, Fry's, Tito's, and U-Haul have been very supportive in our efforts, as well as Stacy Benedette from Alice and Olivia for donating thousands of masks to our community, and our own Jennifer Mayer and Michaela Townsend, who are critical to this operation, Logan Stropko from Quidel, and Chris Arsvold from Henry Schein, and of course the extraordinary Michael Pearson in Corvaya. And with that, I'd like to turn it back over. Thank you.
And our special thanks to the Phoenix Fire Training Academy for hosting us today. And just a heads up, we're going to be holding our 9/11 ceremony here as well. So thank you, Chief Kalkbrenner, for your cordial welcome, and also to the staff here that made it possible.